Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Americans, and to the citizens watching all over the world, what you're witnessing right now looks like the start of a civil war. Not to the point of what happened in America in the 1800s, but you're going to expect coups and counter coups, all sorts of stuff happening within the next few months. Let me explain. The Democrats tried to steal this election. The problem is they tried to steal in the wee hours of November the 4th. 4 is the number of law and order. You got set up. You got sloppy. This will be proven in the court of law within the next few weeks. Maybe until mid-December. This will be proven. The courts will side with Trump. What will happen then is 70 million people, along with the news networks, will say Trump's a dictator and he stole this thing. They are preparing for violence because they don't want to be taken down. The agenda all over the world, the globalist agenda, is moving very, very rapidly. In Europe, there's no opposition. There's no opposition to anything over there. There's no opposition to anything in China. There's no opposition. The only place there's opposition is here in America. And the fact that they went to these lengths to try to steal a freaking election in America and did such a sloppy job at it leads you to believe there's a higher power puppeteering things on both sides because they want the country divided. A country divided cannot stand. And again, this plays right into China. So by the Democrats aligning themselves with the Chinese and taking their money, Hunter Biden took $1 billion from the Chinese just for starters. What's happening right now is the Chinese are winning either way. If Biden wins, they really win. Trump right now is putting in a loyalist at the Pentagon. There's no reason a president would put in a loyalist at the Pentagon at this stage in the game unless he plans to use military force at some point. And I believe the military force will be used once the Supreme Court reaffirms that he won the election. And then things get interesting. Then things get really interesting. You're going to witness a lot of stuff in 2021 before the re-election happens on January the 20th that you've never seen in the history of the United States. Huge protests and counter-protests, and this time the silent majority will not stay silent. They push too far. They try to see how far they can get with Corona, and they met less resistance than they anticipated, so they jumped right into this, and they want to see if they can steal an election. Well, this people will not put up with. And there's going to be a lot of pushback, and Trump is going to take it with the Supreme Court. And remember, I said all this before the election. This is not some Johnny come lately. I've said this before the election happened. One of the few ones who said this before the election happened. So it's happening, folks. MAGRA is really working. Make America recount again. Thank everyone for putting your hard work, effort on it on the line. They've tried to silence my voice, but there's ways around that. And we definitely show that. MAGRA, 100%. And to the people around the world, you're seeing what real patriotism is about. The lackeys in the mainstream media serve the other side. They're with the globalist. Hell, half the Democratic Party is married to half the people at CNN and NBC and all these other news networks. Just look it up. It's all there. They're all in on it. And while Trump is no saint, God knows he's no saint. He is actually has military backing. He actually has people who are patriots backing him. You are seeing real patriotism in work. And to the liberals and to the mainstream media, I have this to say to you. If you think you're going to do some kind of counter-revolution with your mainstream media BS, after Trump and the Supreme Court settle this matter, if you think you're going to rile up these crowds, you're sadly mistaken. The Insurrection Act will be used against you. Be very, very careful what you do.